Well, guys, welcome to Life on Turkey Lane. This is part 2 of my pantry, makeshift pantry. And as you can see, I've got the cabinet base painted down here. Let me aim you down a little bit. And the 2 taller cabinets painted. Like I said, I believe those were part of an entertainment center. But we're going to make them work for our pantry here. I've got the base painted and the drawers painted. I've got the hardware on the drawers and the drawers back in the cabinet. And the 2 taller ones painted. Now, before I told you that I used this Krylon chalky finish paint. And I did start using that. And by the second coat, it still wasn't covering very good. There was some issues with coverage there, and it was more, my primer does a better job than that. And so I had some of my kitchen cabinet paint left over, and that's what I have painted all of this with. However, I did run out. I haven't painted the doors yet, and I'm pretty much out of paint. So I will have to get about another quart of that to finish the doors, and I'll show you what it was. That is if I don't have paint all down it. But it is the Dutch Boy Forever paint, and it's good for cabinets and doors and things like that. And it is in the, it's called Swan White. And if you would like, I can post the, I don't know what you would call them, the numbers to get that particular color if you would like. But anyway, so I've got pretty much that finished. I haven't cut out the panels for the bottom doors yet. If you can see over here on this side, over here, those bottoms they look like holes, but it's the panel in the door is missing. And I do have some like beadboard that I'm going to use to cut out to fill in those holes. So anyway, so I'm just going to take you along a little bit and let you see what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to take the taping off of the cabinet windows and put some hardware on. I'm going to start putting this hardware on. That shouldn't have taken so long. It's a little harder than it looked, but you'll get to see it on this side. I've never really used this kind of hardware before, so it's just a learning curve of how to put it on there. And I'm just going to get the paint out of the little hole there. And for this kind of hardware, it just kind of looks like it's got like a little key, and it inserts into this hole, and you have to, I didn't know this, but you have to insert it in the little hole before you try putting it on the cabinet, because I didn't want to fit in the hole otherwise. Now this hardware at the top and the bottom here, and let me bring you in so you can see it. Let's see if that will adjust. At the top and the bottom of this hardware, there's a little bitty pinhole, and it's little bitty tack nails to hold that in place, and I'll put those in later, but we're just installing the hardware here. Won't take me very much longer to do that. And then I'll start peeling the tape off the windows. Now the hardware is on. That took a minute because those are a little bit difficult to, especially when I'm bending over and stuff like that, doing that. But anyway, so the hardware's on, and now I'm just going to start taking the taping off the windows here. Going to try to do it without peeling any of the paint off my cabinet. Now, don't worry if you see just a little bit of paint on the window. It's latex paint, and it will scrape off relatively easy. So the main thing is we just don't want to take any of the paint off the cabinet. When you take taping off, you go nice and slow, and you kind of angle the tape in towards the window. Otherwise it could tear the tape, and then you have a harder time getting it off. So this, see, like that. If you start tearing your tape, I'm just going to start picking it off in another area here. Tear that open. Long fingernails come in handy for that. it's a relatively clean edge, but like I said, that will come off. Let me see if I can find my little razor blade here. I might have took it into the kitchen. Yeah, I took my little razor blade into the kitchen, but if you take one of those little razor blades to the edge of this, or you could even use your finger, honestly, because I just scraped that off myself. So it will scrape right off the glass. See, that's another good thing that fingernails, long fingernails are good for. You wonder why a woman wants to have long fingernails? Well, mine aren't as beautiful as some people's because I do this with them. So anyway, I won't spend all day doing that. But that's just to show you that paint will come off glass. Latex paint will come off glass super easy. So, so that's looking pretty good, isn't it? I think it's doing pretty decent. So now I'm just gonna go over here and take it off of this glass. Don't want to bore you to death, but there we have that. And that job is done. So now we have the hardware on. Now I will show you, I don't know if you can see it good down here, but on this side, now I didn't paint the inside of the cabinet. I did start painting the inside of the door, and see, that's what the chalk paint looked like on it. Not my deal. So that's why we stopped using that. But on the inside of this door, I didn't get that area painted solidly enough, so I'll have to go back over that. And I don't know if you can see it or not, it's kind of sparse there, so I'll have to go back over that, but that'll take just a few seconds. And so anyway, we're making progress. The hardest part is done. I gotta paint the doors yet for this big cabinet base. Sorry for moving you around so much. But anyway, so that's pretty much part 2. And I'm going to paint those cabinet doors. As soon as I get some more paint, hopefully, if not sometime this week, then on the weekend, I will get some more paint and we'll make some more progress. So see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to Life on Turkey Lane, and if you haven't already done that, and give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Oh boy, ain't I just beautiful tonight? Yeah. So anyway, share it with your friends. Come back and see the 3rd installation of the pantry. I've got some more cooking videos and crafting videos to share with you. I am going to, in the near future, do a video. One of my good friends has messaged me on, actually she's my daughter's good friend, but has messaged me on YouTube asking if I would show her how to thread up a sewing machine. So I'm going to do that pretty soon. And we just have a whole bunch of stuff in the makings, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Well, good morning, guys. This is part 3 of the pantry makeover. Now, this has been done in stages, and so at times during this video section, you will see me in different clothes, or and like this morning, I didn't even fix my hair yet or anything. But we've been doing this over the course of several days, well, actually a couple weeks now. But we're about to get things somewhat done so we can start putting the food in the pantry area, or the different items that we're wanting to put in the pantry area. So, but anyway, today I have kind of, now I'm going to insert a video right now of the step that we just did. So I'm going to insert that right now, and then I'll be back.
Everybody, this is take 2. This is when your wife does not come out, and the first time you do it, the lines are not running the right direction. So.
Yeah, we won't go there, because when Andy does stuff, he does it like that.
Well, without
anyway, the beadboard was free, and this is going to go into the bottom part of the cabinet doors. Actually, like I said, the beadboard was free. It was a dumpster diving.
It really wasn't free. I'm the one who had to go pick it up. That is the value in that. On the side of the road, loading up, going through people's trash and loading up stuff.
Yeah, well, hey. If it's good, it's not trash.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Thank you. And hopefully this weekend I will get the paint and finish painting the cabinet doors, and we'll get some more of this pantry done.
We'll let you know if there's a number 3 cut.
No, there won't be.
Okay, fine.
Okay, we got one panel in, and we're working on the second one. So, be back in just a second. Yeah.
That one's going to be perfect. That one's going to be perfect. If it's in there, well, I had it in there, just let it go.
Hey, watch your language. Hey, that hurt. It's catching right there.
The top?
It's a little bit too tall. It's not by much. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just trim a little bit. Sorry.
Maybe this is take 5. Actually, I did not ask Andy to help me on the cutting, because I do know how to use a jigsaw and know how to measure and cut myself. But this always happens when he helps me, and like I said, this is about cut number 5, you know, because we always do it where you measure once and cut 15 times. So anyway, but we're going to get this other panel in a minute.
Oh, you're trying to paint.
turning it upside down. Yeah, those little clips are. Here, you want me to get on that side and try to hold it in and screw those things down?
I'm still a little high on one corner. I find it hard to leave. Let's see if I...
Well, have you tried turning it upside down, maybe?
Yeah, let's try it. Turn it upside down. But it really should be fit. It's gonna take a little bit more off. Apparently I'm still tight.
Well, let me look at it and see. Maybe there's a high side or something. Well,
I'll
I
try
don't know
it.
which side it is, but
It's gotta be this side.
yeah, right there you got a little lump.
I'll just measure it. I'll make sure it's off. I'll get it right.
This is so funny. But I love him. He's a good man. He's just trying to help. Is it still too wide or?
No, it's not. It's in there now. Well, I still ain't turned it down enough, I guess.
Well, do you want me to?
No, I'll
Get
turn
the
it some
hammer?
more. I'm just trying to. I took a little bit each time. I'm trying not to.
Well, apparently you're not getting the right spot.
Well, it helps. It don't help that it's so damn warped. There, it's in there.
Okay, let me get the screwdriver.
It's so warped is the problem. You push one end, the next one falls out. I mean, I'm guessing we'll try once we get to the. I got one or two down. I might be able to try to. Yeah, it's all. This is really warped. That little drill was amazing.
It's not going in there. It's gonna have to be snapped with a hammer. This one. Over here.
All right. Videotape right now?
Yeah.
Well, don't know what I just. Hi, Al. Do you have a hammer right here?
I
I got
think
one right here.
there's one right there on the dryer.
What do you think that'll do it?
Well, I hope.
Let me see. Hold this thing. I don't jerk the camera separately. I got it. I got my big drill out there. That side needs to be pulled. Well, let's look at that side. There's
Yeah, hammer that in, because it's not going.
one.
You'll have to grab it.
There, actually, that worked. And grab the bottom more. One
Yeah.
more. It's kind of all fine, but it's kind of warped.
Yeah, okay.
I wish there was another one of these right here, 'cause that would help actually, but
Well, I can stick a little nail in there.
no, be careful putting it into that.
Okay, why are we not closing? There we go. Okay. All right.
You can actually, you can caulk them a little bit and try one, you notice it.
Yeah.
The bottom's a little bit, this one's not as good as that one, obviously, it's like the
Well,
bottom.
like I said, I can tack a little nail inside in the middle there because I don't have a brace for the middle.
I just wouldn't do
section.
it very deep in it or
No,
anything.
I don't. I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
know
little-
this is for Micah or
A
whatever.
little bitty finishing nail. Looks good. I don't even know if I really have to, I can wash them up, but I don't really know if I have to paint too much of them.
Well, they just need a light coat, you don't have to primer them, they already got like a
Yeah,
light coat.
oh yeah,
But there's marks on them, they need to be painted
yeah. Okay.
one coat, but
Looks good.
you might want to throw a little bit of caulk on that line if it bothers you. And I know you're pretty picky, so
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
So there we go. The panels are in. Both of them. And we're not dead yet. So,
Everybody wants to.
this is what great
Trying
marriages
to
are about.
get, yeah.
We've been married for 31 years.
32 in August.
Yeah, I'd be 32 in August. And we have been through some challenges together, let me tell you.
She's hard to work for.
He thinks I'm picky, but I'm not any pickier than any other woman in the world. So
Yeah.
he's just not picky
I
is
know
the problem.
she's picky. No, I'm not. Because they would still be brown if it was up to me.
Yeah, exactly.
With a piece of plywood over the top, not countertop. I mean, it'd be like,
Hey,
yeah.
the countertop was only $59, so you can't complain
No,
about
no,
that.
I love the countertop. I'm
The
saying-
beadboard was free out of the trash, like I said. And the cabinets were relatively inexpensive, so.
They were still $300 or $400.
Well, I
They
know,
weren't
but I
like-
mean,
they were like
well,
just like-
they weren't free,
they
no
weren't
doubt.
free,
But
no.
but compared to like spending $1,600 on,
Yeah, I
the
was
whole
happy with
set
that.
there.
I gladly tossed the money out to pay for these.
yeah, so
It was
anyway, so we're getting there, guys. A little bit more to go. Okay, now for today, I have a special treatment that I'm going to do on the glass doors. In the two taller sections. Your pantry, especially like if you're going to do any kind of home canning or anything, those items should be stored in a place that doesn't get a lot of sunlight, that's a little bit darker and a little bit cooler. Well, our sunroom here, now in the summertime, I can turn on the fan, but it is heated and cooled. So in the wintertime, it's great. In the summertime, it gets a little bit warmer. But since it is a sunroom and we do have skylights in the ceiling here, it would get too much light. So what I'm going to do is do a special treatment on the glass. Now I didn't want to do like etched glass because you know, I might want to change this up later on or something like that. So we're going to do it's going to look like frosted glass or etched glass, but we're going to use clear contact paper. And I've done this before, but it has been a very long time. So, but today I'm going to start doing it here and I'll show you. Now you can see this is the contact paper and it's clear. You can't tell. I mean, you can see, yeah, you can kind of see that it's got a shinier side. So this is the clear contact paper. And you're probably wondering why I've got a cutout. I've got a cutout here, but we're going to put a special panel on the inside, spelling out the word, and I don't know if you can see that very good, pantry. So, but anyway, we're going to hope this goes okay. Like I said, it's been a really, really long time since I've done any of this. So, anyway, we're going to get started on doing that. Okay, so the first thing I did was wash the glass good. And I'm just going to make sure that there's no like paint spots or anything like that on it. And those you can just chip off with your fingernails. They don't stick real hard. But I just want my glass to be prepped good before doing all that. Before putting the the contact paper on it. And then also, I'm going to take this towel and I'm going to kind of drape it across the bottom here if it'll stay. I don't know if it'll stay. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. That way, because the way that you apply the contact paper is you have to use window cleaner. And so what I'm going to do is get the window sprayed real well with window cleaner here. And it is going to drip down. But you want the whole window to be damp. And you are going to need like a credit card. And then of course your contact paper. So I'm going to start at the top here and start applying this. And what the wet is going to do, it will dry in between the layer of the contact paper and the window. So if I can get this to start peeling. And then I'm going to start placing it on my glass here. Now this window is beveled, so, and I've not used contact paper on a beveled window before, so we'll see how this does. And also it's, with it being rounded, it's hard to see if you got it on the sides, right? So this might take me just a minute or two to get it in place good. And all those air bubbles are going to be pushed out with the credit card. So this takes a minute. You're going to be pushing all those air bubbles out with your credit card. Like I said, I haven't used this on a beveled window before. So we're going to see if that makes it more difficult. I don't think, it doesn't appear like it's going to be too bad, but you never know. Okay, I'm going to peel some more of this off. And my window spray, and you can always spray more window cleaner on it while you're doing this inspections. This side is not going to work. And you just keep pushing. Now this does take some time, and I won't share all of this with you. You're not going to want to sit here and watch me push all these little air bubbles out of this. But they will come out. The more that the window dries, the more your air bubbles will be able to be forced out then. Okay, now I got this piece on, and the stuff will dry underneath it. It takes a few hours for that to happen. Now I did have a little bit of trouble simply because of the shape, I believe. I just have one little spot on this beveled edge that doesn't want to seal up. But I think we'll get that done. So anyway, now my next step is to go ahead and put this little the little pantry panel in. Now this one may be difficult because it's got lettering on it. Now the windows that I did before, I kind of made them, they were for a laundry room, and I kind of made them look like bubbles. And that worked out fine, but that wasn't, they were small pieces and they weren't in a big strip like this. So we'll see. But like I said, the wetter the window is, the better this stuff applies. So make sure your window is just saturated. And that helps with air bubbles. Let me put my towel back down there. Now I made the panel slightly smaller than the insert here, so I have an edge around it. Now I'm not sure how I'm going to like all this, so we'll have to see. And so there's probably going to be a little bit of adjusting to do to this. So I'm going to kind of put the whole thing on the window first, and then I can kind of position it a little better, I think. And this was all cut out by hand, so it was tedious. Now you could use a Cricut or something like that. I don't have one here at the house. Every now and then I borrow my niece's, but I didn't want to take the time to even get a template together or anything like that. So. I'm just going to saturate my window one more time here. Like I said, for it to do well, it needs to be pretty wet. part of the problem too is my contact paper had been rolled up for a long time and it was kind of smashed, so it had ridges in it, which doesn't help the situation any. So okay, and like I said, the wetter your window is, the better the air bubbles come out and the better it lays in there. So this is doing pretty good. And you just squish out all that liquid. Then like I said, in a few hours, the whole thing will be dry. And it will look just fine. This job takes patience though. It's not something you do in a hurry situation. You want to take your time and you want to make sure you get these air bubbles out, because you will see them. Now the little bitty ones, sometimes you can't help, you get a few little bitty ones, like I've got one here and it's not really a little bitty one, but that's because of the beveled window. But I will work on that until I get it out.
That's great.
Yeah, I had to split the paper down there because of the way I put it on, but I think it'll be okay.
Hi everybody. I think it looks nice. I like it. I think it looks really good.
So it's not actually perfect or anything, but it is nice enough for, you know, this is supposed to be like a farmhouse style, country style area. So,
Why don't
and like I said, this all the liquid will dry up even underneath this this contact paper. I've done this little trick before, like I said, at my old house, and it turns out great. Like I said, the biggest thing is you just got to be patient and you got to make sure you get all your air bubbles out.
Oh.
And like I said, the wetter your window is, the easier it is to apply.
I don't think that little line even actually looks like it'd be part of your design. Yeah, it looks good. I love it.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah, that's nice. She's very crafty, guys. She's always been.
So anyway, now these little letters around these little edges here, I'm having trouble getting it to stick to the window, but it will eventually stick down. So, like I said, it's going to take a few hours for all this to dry good. But I think it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to dry this off again.
Yeah. And you got to do all that to this one here too.
Yeah.
Oh. God bless.
So anyway, it does take patience. You can't, this is not a rush job.
Come on, Sissy.
And you have to be careful wiping on it until it's really dry too, because it will peel back up. Okay, and I do have the little spots to go in the inside section, and I won't really have to use any to use any of the window cleaner to apply those because they're just like little stickers. The main thing is getting the contact paper separated from the back side of it. Okay, so I've got the little, I think this is for the R. I've got that little sticker in there. And I'm just gonna stick it to the window there. I don't even have to put any spray on it because it should stay just fine. It's just a little bitty piece. Okay, so there you have it. There's that door. Like I said, it's not perfect and it will take a little while to dry, but you get the gist of what it looks like. And so it's just supposed to look like a frosted glass type of thing. And most of the air bubbles are out, and I will have to work with this just a little bit, especially at this little spot right here. But as it's drying, it will stick even better. So anyway, so we're gonna do that to the next door. We're a busy household around here, so I know that you can hear my husband hammering in the garage and doing his different things and coming back and forth and through. But that's great because a family should be busy doing stuff for their household and taking care of things and just making life as good as they possibly can have, no matter what your money status is or your family status. People should be doing things, and it's good to relax too, don't get me wrong. But getting things done around the house is stuff we like to do. We like to get things done around the house and just keep busy doing things, and we have our relaxed time too, and vacation times and things like that. But it's good for people to stay busy.
You already know what the Wi-Fi?
Huh? No.
That's what you were doing.
Huh?
The cat's not here.
Yeah.
And you can hear my son talking about a cat. We don't even own a cat, but we've got one that has owned us. He comes out and he sleeps on my front porch on the little love seat that I have there, and he just thinks this is his place. So we feed him and love on him some, but we don't let him in because our dog would terrorize the poor little thing. I love cats. I would actually love to have an inside cat. We used to have some years ago. But our little dog that we got, she wouldn't hurt them intentionally, but she pounces on them thinking they're toys or pet playthings, and so she would not be very kind to one, I'm afraid.
I brought your board in, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay guys, so there you have it. I don't know if you can see that very good, but when they dry, I'll come back and show it to you. Hopefully they show up pretty good. But anyway, that is what you would call like an etched glass. And see, this is still wet, so the more I mess with it, the more air bubble that I'll get down there. But anyway, when this is 100% dry and I clean it off, I'll show it to you. And like I said, it's not perfect because everything is hand cut. It's not as perfect if I would have tried to do some kind of a Cricut design or something like that. But this is a 30-something inch panel, like 37 inches. And so a Cricut, I mean, it could do it, but you'd have to play around with it a lot. And I just didn't want to take the time to try to play around with the design and stuff, so I cut everything out by hand. But it's looking really good, and as soon as it's dry, I'll come back and show that to you. And also, we bought the shelves that I want to go between the two tall cabinets last night at Menards, and so I'll show you those when we get them installed.